Hello, my dear students. In this presentation, again I am continuing with Physical Pharmaceutics 1. Here it covers Unit 3, Surface and Interfacial Phenomena. And these are the contents of surface and interfacial phenomena. Already I presented in my previous slide. And in this presentation, I am going to discuss with you about surface free energy. Okay, so let me discuss about surface free energy. Surface free energy. What do you mean by surface free energy? It is also termed as interfacial free energy or surface energy. Actually, it quantifies the disruption of intermolecular bonds that occurs when a surface is created. Okay, when a new surface is created, when a new surface will be created while a molecule gets breaked up, okay, or any other reason, when a surface is created, there is a disturb inside the, or there is a disturb between the molecules present in the bulk. Okay, so as a result, the bonds involved between the molecules is also disturbed. So surface free energy is nothing but it involves the quantification of disruption of intermolecular bonds. So when these intermolecular bonds are disturbed when a surface is created. So now we can go in detail about surface free energy. It can be considered simply as the surface tension of a solid. Okay, so we can measure in terms of m, capital N divided by m, n by m, and it can be also expressed in mj by m. Okay, n by m or mj by m, which is equivalent to dienes per centimeter. So on the whole, this surface free energy arises as a result of molecular interactions. And these molecular interactions occur at the air solid interfaces. Okay, so surface free energy occurs as a result of molecular interactions. So this molecular interactions especially at the interfaces. Here it describes the excess energy involved when the surface has compared to the bulk of the material. Okay, so if we compare the bulk and surface of the material, how much excess energy occurs at the surface, that we can term as the surface free energy. Okay, so at the bulk, the molecules have similar type of molecules on the sides and are pulled equally to all directions. So because of this equal pulling, it causes a zero net force on the molecule. In the picture, you can able to see how the molecules are equally pulled on all the directions. Okay, because of which there is a zero net force on the molecule. But at the interface, if you look into the interface, the molecules have similar neighboring molecules only on their side and the below. Okay, only on the side of the molecules, and just below they can have a similar neighboring molecule. There is a very little interaction with the molecules in air, that is the uppermost layer. Okay, uppermost layer, we can have little interaction with the molecules present in the air, and because of this little interaction in air molecule, it causes excess energy at the solid interface. Okay, so now the magnitude of surface free energy depends on the interaction between the molecules. If we consider metals, the surface free energy is high because of strong metabolic bonds between the metal atoms. Whereas if we consider the polymers, the molecular forces are typically much weaker, and thus the surface free energy of the polymer is low. So that is the case we can compare metals and polymers. Now coming to the determination of surface free energy. So how to determine surface free energy? Generally, the surface free energy is determined by means of using water contact angle method. Water contact angle method. And other method, it includes stretching a liquid membrane method. And using this stretching a liquid membrane method, we can able to calculate the surface formation in case of deformed solid and in case of crystalline solid. Also, we can use heat of sublimation method. These are all the various methods used to determine surface free energy. Out of which now I am going to discuss with you about contact angle experiments. So now coming to contact angle experiment method. In this method, the contact angle of the surface is measured with the help of several liquids. And the most commonly used liquid is water and diiodomethane. Based on the results what we are getting in contact angle experiment, we can able to know the surface tension of the liquids. From the surface tension of the liquids, we can able to calculate the surface free energy. And this is the picture which shows how the contact angle differs. Okay, and this first picture on your left hand side, it shows high surface free energy. So this shows the interaction between the gas and the solid. Here the contact angle is less than 90 degree. Less than 90 degree. If the contact angle is greater than 90 degree, it results in low surface free energy. Okay. If the contact angle is less than 90 degree, it shows high surface free energy. If the contact angle is greater than 90 degree, it shows low surface free energy. Actually, in practice, we can able to determine this contact angle by means of using contact angle meter. Okay, contact angle meter, it is used to determine this contact angle. And there are several different models which is used to calculate the surface free energy based on contact angle readings. And one such method we can call as OWRK. ORC method. Okay, OWRK, which is called as ORC method. And in this method, we require the utilization of two probe liquid. Two probe liquid, it gives the result of total surface free energy. Okay, so in this system, we are using two components, polar component and dispersive component. So in this ORC method, OWRK method, two components are involved, dispersive component and polar component. This dispersive interactions include van der Waals forces such as London dispersive force, Debye inductive force, Keesom orientational force. These are all the three different forces coming under the van der Waals forces of dispersive component. Whereas polar components involve hydrogen bonding and dipole-dipole interactions. Also, these polar interactions can be divided into acid and base components. Okay, so this is about how to determine the surface free energy involving contact angle method. And here comes the advantages of contact angle method. It's a very simple method and very quick method. It is applicable to a wide range of surfaces and it is fully automated and standardized method. So using this contact angle method, it gives an estimate, but modeling is required for quantitative measurement of surface free energy. If a water spreads on a solid surface, the surface free energy is high. Okay, whereas if it beats up, okay, whereas if it beats up, the surface free energy is low. So this is the thing what I have showed in that previous picture. On a clean glass surface, the water contact angles are very low. Okay, if the surface is very clean and it is made up of glass, the water contact angles are low. Whereas on the polymer surfaces, the water contact angle are high. Okay, glass surface water contact angle is low. Polymer surface water contact angle are high. Here it covers unit 3, surface and interfacial phenomena. Here comes the few examples for some material. Okay, glass, which is having the value of 83.4 mj by meter square, gypsum 370, copper 1650, sodium chloride 400, silicon 1240. So these are all few examples for surface free energy values. At last, applications of surface free energy. So surface free energy is important in many areas. So mainly it dictates how a solid can behave when it put in contact with a liquid. Okay, when a solid interacts with the liquid, or we can tell at the solid liquid interface how the solid behaves. Okay, and also the surface free energy of the solid, it predicts how a material behaves when it is placed in the human body. So this find a very important applications in pharmaceutical and medical field. Okay, if we are placing a solid in a human body, how it behaves, or how a coating formulation spreads when it is applied to a human body. So this helps, we can call this as a spreadability. So spreadability mainly in case of ointments, creams, paste and many more formulations, this value plays an important role. Here it describes the excess energy involved when the surface has compared to the bulk of the material. Okay, so if we compare the bulk and surface of the material, how much excess energy occurs at the surface, that we can term as the surface free energy. Okay, so at the bulk the molecules have similar type of molecules on the sides and are pulled equally to all directions. So because of this equal pulling, it causes a zero net force on the molecule. In the picture you can able to see how the molecules are equally pulled on all the directions. Okay, because of which there is a zero net force on the molecule.